I'm sorry, but if you're trying to eat healthier so that you can look better and to stay as young as you can for as long as you can, then you are probably making these three major mistakes when it comes to food. You won't make the progress you want, see the results that you want, and you may as well have spent your time twiddling your thumbs. See, eating food for skincare is a bit more complex than we give it credit for. Usually one thinks, well, you just add blueberries to your morning yogurt and we're done, right? Wrong. To be really successful, you not only have to know the foods that are great for your skin, but also to make sure you aren't eating them with foods that just get in their way. And nobody ever tells us that. In this video, I'm going to take you through 3 major anti-aging mistakes that I wish I knew about earlier. If you get them wrong, not only will you have wasted your time, you'll even be going backwards. The good news is that the tricks or the solutions to these mistakes are very simple and very tasty. Big mistake number 1 is not using your food as sunscreen. Surprise! Now, I'm not talking about slathering your skin with crushed raspberries. This isn't like topical edible skincare. This is eating real food that is proven to protect your skin. But if you're thinking, hang on, I already use sunscreen, why should I bother trying to eat this way as well? That's a great question and it deserves a great answer. Eating for UV protection is very important because sunscreen has some serious limitations. 1, it only protects you where you apply it. 2, it only effectively protects you if you apply lots and lots of it. And there's a lot of concern out there that we don't actually use the amount of sunscreen that we really need. 3, you have to be pretty good with timing your sunscreen, which means that unless you're in a really great habit of rubbing lots of sunscreen into all of the areas of your skin, including the difficult to reach and the difficult to remember areas of your skin, then chances are that you're not actually getting all of the sun protection that you could get and absolutely need, especially for age prevention. I know for myself that I usually forget some key areas, and you can see the proof right here on my face. This is why UV protection from your food is so important, and it's where food really comes into its own. First is because you are eating your nutrients. When you eat your nutrients instead of applying them, it means that they go into your bloodstream. And where does your blood go? It goes everywhere through your body, which means all of your skin, regardless of where it is getting a bump in UV protection. It's like drink and forget. I love it. The second advantage of food and drink for your skin is that you're already eating and drinking food every single day. So all you have to do is learn how to optimize your diet and bang, 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 you're already there. And third, this is where food really sets itself apart from topical sunscreen, is that it builds your UV protection up over time. So you can eat a particular food that's great for UV protection today and get some benefit from it. And if you keep eating it every day for a few months, you'll get even more protection. That's amazing. This is one of the reasons why I love plant-based foods. They just keep giving and giving and giving. And that means you don't have to stress so much. I know I definitely stress less. And I live in Australia, where you have to stress a lot about the sun. Here are the delicious ways to eat food for better UV protection. 1, cocoa. That's right, cocoa. Eating cocoa every day has been shown to increase your UV protection, and it's one of those foods that's been shown to increase your UV protection over time. The amount used in the research that showed this was the equivalent of about 100 grams of dark chocolate. However, if you're worried about the fat and the sugar in manufactured dark chocolate, and you want something that's even better for your skin and your waistline, then here is what you can do. The easiest way to get started is with hot cocoa. Preferably add some soy milk to it instead of dairy milk. Dairy milk will basically take away all of the antioxidant benefits of cocoa. So I'm guessing it will take away the UV protection benefits of cocoa, and that's just a thing that dairy does. However, soy as a plant-based milk first doesn't do that, but also it has a anti-aging component in it as well. Because I've been so inspired by this information, I'm currently experimenting with a recipe for the ultimate hot chocolate for younger skin. If you prefer a snack, then cocoa bliss balls are a great option. I like this recipe by Detoxinista because she uses walnuts in it, and walnuts are just astonishingly high in antioxidants compared to other nuts. I could go on with some other options, and if you would like me to in a separate video, please leave me a comment below. The edible UV protector number 2 is surprisingly almonds. A palmful of almonds, about 43 grams per day. If you want to combine these almonds with cocoa, that's a great idea. You could add almond milk to your hot chocolate. Make sure when you buy it though to check the back of the label and make sure it's not like that watered down 3% almond milk. That's just like a waste of money, and you do need a decent amount of almonds to actually get the UV protection. So get the one that's thicker. And thicker means creamier hot chocolate anyway. You can also try these bliss balls at Well Vegan. She uses both walnuts and almonds, so that's just a stunning combination. The final food for UV protection is so easy, green tea. A research study in Japan showed that not only does it increase your UV protection, but it also made your skin smoother and more hydrated. Now on to big mistake number 2. If you're anything like me or a pile of other women out there, then you've probably already gone through many different diets. It's exhausting. What saddens me about the approach in so many of these diets is that you have to, for example, steam your broccoli or eat a large massaged kale salad, and they tend to always lead with something admittedly super healthy, but also kind of super boring. But when you think about it, have you ever eaten a steamed steak? No. You would never ever do that. So why on earth are they expecting us to do that to broccoli and then enjoy it and then make a permanent change for the rest of our lives? No. No. This really upsets me because healthy foods are really important and really beneficial to you. But if we're just walking around with this idea that they're blander than what they actually are or what they actually need to be, then it's you who's missing out. Not the book with a diet plan, it's you. Which means big mistake number 2 is saying I should instead of I will enjoy. It's also why this channel, Beautiful with Plants, is completely devoted to beautiful food for a beautiful you. Because at least for me, I know that's the only way it's going to work. And anyway, why shouldn't we infuse our values and our preferences and our enjoyment into our diet? For example, does the idea of eating loads and loads of leafy greens kind of terrify you? It kind of terrifies me. And I've been plant-based for almost a decade now. Specifically kale. I will not eat kale. And that's not a good approach because leafy greens are important for preventing wrinkles. Have you ever considered drinking peppermint tea? Think about it. Peppermint leaves are green and dark, a dark leafy green. And it's delicious. And it's easy. And it stores well. Oh, why isn't this advice out there? Now, I'm not saying not to eat a salad, especially if you are already able and enjoy eating salads. Bless you, but this isn't a video on how to eat very healthily, very perfectly. This is a channel to help you and me eat the foods we need for our specific goals in any way that we need to get there. Before we move on to big mistake number 3, I have a question for you. Can you think of any other sneaky ways to get more leafy greens into your diet? I can think of 2 or 3 just off the top of my head. Now for big mistake number 3. And personally, this is the one that really annoys me the most, because your health and your skincare routine is missing out drastically if you don't avoid this. It's actually a couple mistakes that combine together to make a kind of... You probably already know that antioxidants are really, really important for your skin. And the truth is that there is very detailed information that will help you decide which ones are the very best for you. This information could help you increase the antioxidant level of your food in less than a minute. What you also really need to understand is that there are some foods that when you eat them with antioxidant rich foods, they just rip out all the antioxidants. So you end up with nothing. Zilch. Nada. Which means that big anti-aging mistake number 3 is not being smarter about your antioxidants. Here is the solution in 2 parts. Part A. Know which foods are truly genuinely high in antioxidants. For example, did you know that plant-based foods have on average 64 times more antioxidants than meat-based food? Yet, the research also showed that iceberg lettuce, which is a plant, has an antioxidant count of 2, whereas salmon has an antioxidant count of 3. So basically the same thing. The important thing to know is that they are both very close to 0. Compare that to spinach, which has a score of 89. So much better. And then compare that to curly kale, which we know is very high in antioxidants, and that has a score of 182. Meanwhile, strawberries just zoom past kale with a score of 210. Blueberries are almost double that again at 380. You've probably already heard that blueberries are very high in antioxidants, right? But did anyone tell you that they were that high in antioxidants? No. Are you very clear in your mind now that you're going to eat more blueberries for more radiant skin? Yes. Was that a very easy decision to make with this information now? Yes. And this is why I get so annoyed by this mistake. It could be so easy if we just had the information that we needed. Which brings us to part B of this mistake/solution. Remember those blueberries and yogurt that I warned you about at the start of the video? Please do not trash all those precious antioxidants from blueberries by eating them with dairy yogurt or any other dairy products. When scientists tested the effect of milk, dairy milk, on blueberries versus the effect of water, so just nothing, they found that blueberries with water resulted in greater antioxidants in your blood. However, when people ate blueberries with dairy milk, they found nothing. These very expensive blueberries, which are definitely worth it for their skincare and health benefits, are basically a waste of your time and your money if you add them to yogurt or other dairy products. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, the story gets worse. Dairy actually has some components in it which increase something called TOR, known as the engine of aging. So if you add dairy to your blueberries, not only are you getting rid of all the beneficial antioxidant effects, you are actually making yourself actively get older sooner. And this really pisses me off that people aren't telling us this. Of course, if you love your yogurt, I'm not here to stop you from eating yogurt. You do you. But we haven't even spoken about collagen, which is the main protein in your skin. And unfortunately, there are some huge mistakes with that too.